Yeah, so I was a senior at Northwestern. It was the summer before my senior year. The summer before my senior year at Northwestern, and I studied history, but I had a minor in entrepreneurship, and I was just kind of thinking about ideas of that I could start a company out of. And at the time, I was actually writing down 10 ideas a day because I knew I wanted to start a company in the near future. And I didn't know what I wanted the company to be. And so that's where the 10 ideas a day came from. And so while I was doing that, I just happened to go shopping for a watch. And I wanted, like, I'm an active guy, and so I wanted a watch that I could work out in, wear to class at the time. That was like versatile and looked good. But I didn't want like an Apple Watch. They're like too expensive, but I didn't want all like the notification and tracking stuff. I don't care about that. And I went to the mall, a lot of different stores. I looked online, and I couldn't find just like a cool, simple digital watch. And so at that point, I was like, oh, why don't I try to make it myself? And from there, I started I came up with the business plan that summer. Like did a bunch of market research. And then worked out of Northwestern during my senior year, just kind of working with professors in the Entrepreneurship Center, continuing to build the company. I reached out to a friend of mine and a couple of Northwestern students to help me come up with the logo and do the early designs of the watch. And then after graduating, I went out to work at JP Morgan in San Francisco, but continued to work on the company from there. And then that's when Michael and I got together.
Yeah, just let him do all the hard work.
Yeah.
I came in and it was perfect.
Michael and I got together after that time, and we went out to China to go meet with our manufacturer. We were going to run a 31-mile race out in San Francisco together. And I let Michael know a couple weeks before, and I was like, hey man, that weekend you're coming out, I'm going to be going to China to meet with the manufacturer for this watch company. And Mike was like, I would love to go. And so we went out to San Francisco, ran the race, and then flew to China, met with our manufacturer together, and just had a great time in Hong Kong. And then we did a Kickstarter, raised over $15,000 by selling over 200 watches. Then we both quit our respective jobs. And I moved from San Francisco here to Chicago in our studio apartment.
You guys are getting a great view, hopefully, of how we live.
Yeah.
Both kind of sort of a great representation of what our interests are, but then also it's it's sort of modest, right?
Eli,
when he quit his job, he moved out here and he slept on the futon.
And so now we alternate between who gets to bed.
Yeah.
It's kind of your classic startup story, you get the grown men sleeping on the futon. It's really fun though, and it works for us.
Yeah.
And it's part of building the dream.
Right.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cole is one of my longest, closest friends. We both are from Plano, a small town an hour outside of Chicago. And I moved to Plano in the 5th grade, and he was my first friend in Plano. And we've been very close since then. There's sleepovers and going over, hanging out with each other's families. We played on the same sports teams growing up. We played youth tackle football together.
He's got a cute emoji by his name on your phone.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. The same one that you have.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Oh, and I was there when he the earliest days when he first started working on Lyrical Lemonade. Yeah. He would just put together music videos with our friends back in Plano, and so he would have us we would put together beats.
Similar setup to this kind of, right?
Yeah. He would put together beats, and we would a group of friends would make lyrics to the beats, and then we would film, we would record the music, and then all with the purpose of Cole making a music video at the end of it. And so we did that, going around Plano, making music videos for Cole, which is pretty funny. And then, and from there, I don't think I really need to speak to, how much Lyrical Lemonade has grown since then. But Cole and I still are very good friends to this day. Just saw him the other week. He actually filmed the commercial for LifeWatch out in Los Angeles, California. And he did it for free, which was just very generous of him. And Oh, he's also on our advisory board of the company.
Yeah.
So yeah, high level of involvement and still a very close relationship.
Through Eli, I've got to meet him probably like half a dozen times. It's finally like the first time I met him. I don't think had he really taken off as a success yet.
No, we were in college.
Yeah, we were in college.
It was our freshman year.
So yeah, he was just one of your friends that came by. He was a cool guy, that's what I thought. And then I met him again senior year, and he's starting to like sort of blow up. But I still didn't really know that. But I thought his like Birkenstocks were super cool, so I went and bought a pair. And now like yeah, we hang out with him every now and then. He's a really good guy.
Yeah. All right.
What do you think?
Yeah, well, the launch, spring 2020.
Yeah,
we're really excited to finally be selling these watches. Like, it's been such a long journey to get here. You know, a year ago today probably was when we're flying out to China, and now it's like funny that, you know, we're finally wrapping up the design of our first watch. You kind of see some of the inspiration we had here. And so yeah, we're really excited for that to come, hopefully in March.
It's kind of wild. I mean, I think about. Because so Mike and I, we went out to China together, and then we got the prototypes and did the whole Kickstarter thing, and we both left our jobs, and I flew out from San Francisco to Chicago, like with a couple of bags, and I remember like getting to the lobby of this building, and Michael came down. It was my first time in the building, and we're just like, okay, let's see where this goes, like what we're going to do. And that was about 4 months ago. And since then, we've raised over $100,000 for the company. We've had like retailers that have reached out to us. They want to sell they want to sell our watch in stores all across the country. We have like celebrity endorsers already, like prepared to promote the watch. Yeah, I mean, and now we're working on designing the redesign of the watch for our spring launch, and so basically, I'm really excited about how far we've come in the past 4 months when things were like really uncertain. Do you remember when you came down, Mike, to the lobby to let me in when I got my flight?
Oh yeah, you landed
here, like 2 a.m.
red eye, yeah.
Yeah, and you.
We didn't really know what we were signing up for.
And I remember I came into the room, and no offense, I was like, wow, this is
bare bones.
This is where I'm going to be living for the foreseeable future. But it's been great.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You want to talk about your dating life?
No, I don't want to talk about my dating life. What would you say? Like your day-to-day schedule is just a lot different when you're doing something entrepreneurial. So I think like so many of our friends are kind of have the set schedule of 9 to 5, and you can kind of plan around it. But then for us, it's like 24/7. I feel like we want this so badly that we're putting kind of our entire lives behind it. So there are just tons of sacrifices. Yes, this is a Saturday night.
Yeah, it's Saturday night right now.
I would say another sacrifice. I think it's difficult, like working on something, and you have like a vision in your head for what you want it to be, and like you're convinced that you can like make it a reality, but maybe people around you don't quite see the vision the same way that you do.
Oh yeah, but you'll still get pushback from your mom.
Yeah.
And so, my mom, I was with her this weekend, and you know, she's like, you should get like a side job when you're out in Los Angeles.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, come on.
So like, people looking at you, like they won't quite get it, and you'll get pushback. You'll get people questioning what you're doing, criticizing it, doubting you, and I guess I don't know if that's exactly a sacrifice, but it is a challenge of doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Is that, it's uncommon, it's uncertain, and so like sometimes people question that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't shake my confidence. I feel really good about what we're doing.
Yeah, you try and find inspirations where you can though. Like
Yeah.
I think a guy like Cole is a perfect example of like what happens when you chase your dream, and if you put everything into it, kind of it works for you.
Yeah, Cole is a great example.
Yeah.
Very inspirational person.
Yeah.
That's a great question. What would yours be?
Working with you every day, probably.
Thank you.
Yeah. and then the time we got $50,000.
The investment.
Yeah.
That's a great highlight. Yeah. Okay, my biggest highlight. You know, I'll give like a generic answer, then I'll try to pick one specific. Honestly, every day is like a highlight. I mean, I will wake up on that futon. Right, we should get a shot of the futon before we
We'll get a
wrap it
shot.
up. Yeah. I would wake up on that futon, early, 7 a.m. And the first thing I do, I like get up and I prepare to go to the gym, or I'll journal kind of my plans for the day. My best friend's like just a few feet away, and I just go about my day, chasing my dream, our dream, and also like trying to be the best version of myself that I can be, and with complete freedom. And every day I get to do that. That's a highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get started on something like this, like, you never want to go back.
I want to think of a specific highlight though.
What about the launch party? Or
The launch party. That's good.
That was a good one.
That's a great highlight. The launch party.
We
down the
had
street.
here in Chicago at an art gallery. We had
like 200 guests.
200 of our closest friends, professors, people who've sort of been in our corner since day one.
Mentors, family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of winged that.
Yeah. It was really
Got up
incredible.
and gave some speeches.
Chicago's had a big impact
Yes.
on Life Watch. I mean, most of our network is in Chicago. We both graduated from Northwestern. I grew up outside of the Chicago area. And so we were just talking about that launch party. Many of those people who came, which was like great for our brand, those people were Chicago people. And I guess Chicago. We plan on moving to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
To build the company there, but the company will always really have its roots here in Chicago, and the earliest supporters.
Chicago's home. Yeah.
Yeah. To us individually, and also I think to the company.
to a lot of people too. Like, it just feels like home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. So our income has been from our Kickstarter sales and from individuals who have invested in the company.
Nice.
So that's how we pay for rent and.
Yeah, you guys catch us at sort of an interesting time, right before we hope we're launching and we're successful.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of preparation to get here.
Yeah, I feel really grateful for, and I don't want to interrupt you, Carson. I feel really grateful for all of our investors, or the people who have invested in our company and supported us in the most convincing way possible, which is with their hard-earned money.
A lot of our friends too.
A lot of our friends have invested in the
And
company.
you want to do right by them, every single day. You wake up and you're like, oh man, they're still, they probably woke up 2 hours before I did today, and
and I think we wouldn't be able to do it without those supporters. You talked about having a side, if I have a 9 to 5, we would not be able to run this company the way that we have been, and devote nearly as much energy to it if we had any sort of distraction, something like a 9 to 5. So, I mean, our investors give us the freedom to be able to pursue this dream with all we've got, and we don't let them down. We give it our all.
Yeah, we give it our all. Find yourself kind of almost in a little bit of a bubble, but I think I would say it's key to anyone trying to build something.
I agree with that, yeah.
I think anything worth building takes a long time, and you have to go at it every single day. If you can get your disruptions down to distractions, it helps.
Yeah.
It's the most important relationship we have.
Yeah, wow. So, I would say my answer would be, Michael and I are extremely compatible. We're just we have a lot of similarities, and I think if my co-founder was someone who was less similar to me, we would have more disagreements. But given how similar we are, we don't really disagree on that much.
No. We've been best friends for 5 years now, so this is just kind of fun that we get to just work every day. I would say you also you just get to know somebody so well that I can kind of tell when he wants to talk about business or I can tell when like you just want to blow off steam and just talk about anything else.
Yeah, and that happens a lot. Well, not a lot, but there are definitely times where you don't want to talk about the company. It's interesting. You mentioned like our personal relationship. Our personal relationship and professional relationship is just like so fluid. I mean, we can like wake up in the morning and, you know, you're talking about, oh, you know, what we want to do for the day for the company, and then like the next minute we could be talking about our friends, right, or a girl, right, or like, you know, we just went on some date last night and we'll talk about how that went. It's just we talk about our family, right? We talk about sports, or then we can get back to, you know, oh yeah, we have that call at 12 p.m. How do you want to strategize for this call?
We do nice things for each other, like cook each other breakfast.
Yeah.
Make each other dinner.
Yeah, we're thoughtful. We're kind to each other.
The hat you're wearing?
Yeah. There's a company called Mount Sobek that does that basically organizes adventure trips. You know, they'll like organize a trip, get a group of people together, and put a trip on that takes them to like Alaska or like Patagonia or something. We would like to do like LifeWatch branded adventure trips. So yeah, that's one potential partner. There's only one for now. I mean, Lyrical Lemonade and Cole. They made our commercial, and we hope to partner with them in some ways, maybe in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully doing a co-branded watch at some point with Cole would be great. It'd be fun to see what he draws. He's such a good artist, so.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're open. We're still early. We're still trying to get our company together. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed how much changes like every week. Like month to month is crazy. Year.
Yeah. LifeWatch in a year. I would say we definitely launched, right? You know, you can go to our website and buy a watch and we'll get it to you within a few days. And I would like for us to have sold, you know, thousands of watches to customers all across the country. I think those are...
Yeah.
Can you think of anything else?
No.
Those kind of obvious ones, right? You know, we're up and running and we've sold a lot of them.
Yeah. We want to build a great company and, you know, share it.
Yeah. So 1 year is a little bit less exciting. I'll tell you, maybe 3 to 5 years out.
Hopefully you're watching this somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to see a LifeWatch store in, you know, all the biggest cities in the country, right? Like San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, maybe Denver, Boston. I don't know how many, but maybe like half a dozen stores across the country. I'd like to see celebrities wearing them, like big name sponsors. I'd like to see commercials on TV. That'd be cool. I'd like to see billboards.
Yeah. Maybe a couple NBA.
Yeah.
Courtside.
Exactly. And then also this is good that we're doing this because we're putting together a documentary that basically is going to document our journey of building the company. Because my thought process was that first of all, the idea of like starting a company or embarking on any adventure is very inspiring to a lot of people, and so we see a lot of movies about it. One that comes to mind is like Steve Jobs. There's like 2 documentaries about Steve Jobs. One starring Michael Fassbender, another starring Ashton Kutcher. And those are great. Not to say that LifeWatch is going to be the next Apple. I'm not saying that, but just an example. But my thought process was it would be so cool if you could get like, what if we had like videos of Steve Jobs and like Steve Wozniak? Isn't that his co-founder Wozniak?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when they were like early on, like in their garage, you know, coming up with ideas, designing their first product. And so that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing with LifeWatch, and now we're like chronicling, like we're documenting our journey building the company. And so that's why an interview like this is great, right? Because it's going to go be a part of the film a few years now. You'll get credit. You guys will get credit for this. Maybe we're on Netflix. Well, definitely on Netflix. Maybe it's big enough to be in theaters.
Really see some big things for this, huh?
Yeah. I have a big vision for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, so we make the bands out of recycled rubber, and then the screen is like a really cool glass screen that's kind of shatterproof and scratch resistant. and there's also some plastic on it as well. Really high quality products. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, sustainability for us was important from the beginning.
Yeah, Michael knows a lot about the sustainability.
Yeah, I was fortunate as a 20-year-old, sort of informative years to spend 6 months in Copenhagen. Great place, and then also, sustainability is such a core of their just day-to-day lives, and you sort of realize, why don't we have that more often? So that's what we want to do with this company.
They can buy them on our website, wearlifewatch.com, as in, like I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. But, yeah, you can pre-order them today, but they won't be for sale until spring. You won't be able to, they won't be available for, immediate delivery until spring 2020, our official launch, which people can look forward to in the spring of this coming year, 2020.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram at wearlifewatch. You can kind of see as we... Probably do some unveiling too of the first model before it's officially launched, and you'll kind of get to see the final touches before the bow's all wrapped up.
Yeah, really exciting stuff. These are some of the most exciting days of the company.
Yeah, I wake up and I woke up 4 a.m. today, just ready to get after it because it's so fun what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we're both wearing them on our wrists here.
Nice.
Oh no!
This is our prototype.
Founders edition.
Yeah, so there's one model, and we're going to launch it in 8 different colors.
Unisex, so small, medium, and large sizes too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a really cool thing about our watch, it's unisex. Yeah, so we'll probably come out, so the plan is to do this one design in 8 different colors in the spring. Then we'll come out with, another set of colors later that year. And then the following year, we'll probably do another model.
Yeah.
Different design, yeah.
This room pretty much sums it up, right? So I like to play sports. I think we both like to play sports. Basketball was sort of always our first passion. But yeah, taking the golf. Like to play tennis. Like to ski. Like to run. Being active every day is really important to me. I think it makes me happy.
Yeah, pretty much the same here. I enjoy being active, so I like to exercise every day, get some activity in, whether it be...
He's big into self-improvement, so he's reading or something.
Yeah, I like to read a lot. I do a lot of reading.
I'm learning French.
Yeah, Michael's also learning French. We do a lot of cooking. I don't know if...
Cooking takes a lot of time.
Yeah, cooking's a good amount, good part of our day. Because we like to prepare our own food, it saves money and it's healthier, so it's a good thing for us. A lot of cooking. I don't know if I would consider that a hobby though. It's really more of a necessity.
Yeah.
Hanging out with friends. We're going bowling tonight. So that should be exciting. It's fun. Movies. I like watching films.
Yeah.
Yeah. So watch a lot of films here at LifeWatch headquarters. That's a good question.
You always say we're never to give it, you're not qualified to give advice, but are we qualified now?
Yeah, I guess I am qualified to. I would say from my experience.
I take advice from you.
I've never given you advice.
That's right. Yeah. Very libertarian.
Okay, so what would your advice be to someone who's interested in starting their own company, someone who wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Do it with the right people. Do it with people you love, because I think it makes it so much more rewarding, and the passion's going to show. I think always, and just sort of build on momentum. Really, it's dominoes. Once one thing starts to fall, the rest seem to go with it.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. One piece of advice I would give would be to just go ahead and do it. Even if you don't know exactly what you're doing, or if you're if you're doing the right thing, it's just to do. If you feel compelled to do something, or to pursue an interest or an idea, just go ahead and do it and just see where it goes. Because I remember when I was starting this company, first came up with the idea for this company 2.5 years ago. I was just, I mean, I did some research online about like, you know, the existing watches in the market, and I like did, yeah, this like market research, and just like came up with a business plan, but I really did not know what I was doing. I wrote like I remember writing a plan, kind of like a calendar for like a timeline for what I want to, how I want the company to progress. And we were actually supposed to launch according to that timeline.
Yeah, timeline.
It was like 12 months from that time, which would have been almost 2 years ago today. So I was very, I clearly did not know what I was getting into.
It's always going to take longer than you think. The world
Yeah.
just doesn't move for you overnight.
That's true.
So having patience
Yeah, patience is key.
and
Yeah.
trust in what you're doing too.
Yeah, just start. Just yeah, if you have an idea to do something, just go ahead and do it, and be persistent, and see where it takes you. Yeah,